in 3, 2, 1, go!
Going into qualification, match number 7, we see the Blue Alliance team 1768 and 2067 bringing over some pieces of coral into the reef zone. Both teams also trying to see if they can get a second piece of coral onto the reef zone, and it looks like it bounces off of the zone. Now going into the teleoperated period. 3468 having a coral in their possession, seeing if they're going to place it on the high level of the reef zone, and that looks promising. Meanwhile, over on the Blue Line, team 6333, Scavenger Robotics, hanging out right by the barge. Meanwhile, over their Alliance partner team 1768, trying to see if they can head over to their receiver and see if they can bring another piece of coral onto the high level, and that looks good. Meanwhile, back over on the Red Alliance team 97, trying to see if they can remove some algae from the reef zone. 3468 also trying to see if they can remove an algae from the reef zone. That looks good. Meanwhile, looking back over at the Blue Alliance, we see team 2067, Apple Pie, trying to see if they can bring a coral up onto the reef zone. That looks good. Meanwhile, their Alliance partner team 1768 heading back over to their coral processor and grabbing some more coral and placing it up onto the zones and removing algae. Meanwhile, over on the Red Alliance, team 3468 placing a coral up onto the high level. 1768 bringing over some more coral from the coral processor and placing it onto level 3, the mid-level of the reef zone here. Meanwhile, back over on the Red Alliance, team 3464, Sim City trying to see if they can take that coral and place it up onto the reef zone, while working with their Alliance partner here, team 97. We'll come right back to them. Meanwhile, back over on the Blue Alliance, we see teams 1768 and 2067 trying to see if they can grab as much coral as they can to bring over to the reef zone. With just under 30 seconds, anything can still happen here. 3464 on the Red Alliance side, team Sim City placing a coral up onto the high level of the reef. That sound does mean there's 20 seconds left of official gameplay. 3464 having a coral in their possession, trying to see if they can place it up onto the high level. Meanwhile, over on the Blue Alliance, we do see team 2067 Apple Pie hanging onto the cage in the barge zone. 1768 hanging out in the barge with them. Red Alliance team number 97 also potentially in the barge. As time expires, we'll have an official score for you here in tier. With the score of 94-23. Blue Alliance walking away with 5 ranking points for qualification match number 7.